listening.
Yeah, that would ruin a first date.
Got me too.
See, a wise person learns from their mistakes. A really wise person learns from somebody else's.
Yeah.
Apparently. How about that intro?
Hey, that's some good music.
That's
I like that.
Good music.
I
I don't know
it.
who played it, but
I
like
don't either. I like it.
All right, so it's
Someone
called.
should pay them for it.
Well, yes,
Not us.
Not us, because
Someone.
we are. Oh, we spent all our money on coffee, right? So, hey, welcome to Coffee with Dwayne and Jesse. I am Dwayne, and the slurper over here.
I am Jesse.
The slurper, Jesse the
slurper.
slurper. That's his new nickname, Conan the Barbarian.
Jesse the slurper.
Jesse the slurper. You know, they say in some of the fancy coffee people that know all of their ins and outs that you're supposed to slurp the coffee, and that's how you get all of the aromas and all of the tasting profiles. But I just don't know that my wife would appreciate me though.
Your esophagus doesn't.
My
right?
esophagus does not like that anyway.
You know, I prefer to be as obnoxious as possible.
Do you put your
at
pinky
all
out?
times. So pinky out.
Pinky out.
And
yes.
You like that?
And you taste? Can you get the flavor profiles out of
it
that?
does taste different than if I didn't slurp it.
I don't know. I just did drink my coffee.
Well, James, what was the dude?
Hoffman.
James Hoffman. James Hoffman.
Yes.
When he tastes coffees on like his YouTube channel, he takes a deep spoon and literally like just inhales it off the spoon.
Really?
Yeah. It's not. I mean,
but he lets it cool down for a while too.
Yeah, he has to, because that would like burn everything. Because he's like.
Right.
Inhales it and it makes this loud, slurping noise. So
I don't know.
Maybe
Can
that's
you imagine
the right
going
way.
into the coffee shop and everybody's like slurping everywhere?
Mid conversation, like listening.
Yeah, that would ruin a first date.
Got me too.
See, a wise person learns from their mistakes. A really wise person learns from somebody else's.
Yeah.
Apparently, we do not know how to slurp.
Nope.
Are we too mature to slurp or too immature to
I'm
slurp?
definitely not too mature to slurp. I don't
Right.
know.
Well,
I
obviously
can't
you don't
speak
know
for
how to
you.
do it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen, I honk at people when
Oh,
they're
yeah.
when they're at the driving range. So
We didn't get any hate mail.
not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
All right. So what is this that we are slurping?
We are slurping today the Costa Rican blend.
Costa Rican blend.
Yep,
So
it
this was a sample pack that we just got and we tried it out. What are your thoughts?
I like it. I like. It's got. Well, how did you phrase it?
Well, actually, the website, I said last week, I'm not one of those guys that like does all of those tasting profiles that knows all about like, which hill and, the left-handed, Pierre, harvesting it and whatever. I don't know about all that stuff, but the website, the tasting profile indicates that there's like traces of like honey and apple and something else.
Sweet apple, raisin, and honey.
Yes. And so I've never tasted that in coffee because coffee is just supposed to taste like coffee, right?
Yeah.
And in this one, I actually taste a little bit what I would say is a bit of an spiced apple kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got spicy is what you called it.
Yeah.
There's a little bit, for me, there's a little bit of a kick kind of at the end taste of it. Like after you swallow it, on the way down, there's a little bit of a bite on the back of my tongue. Right. But I did put a little bit of cream in it. I probably couldn't drink this black.
Okay.
Not yet.
Well, I couldn't drink it black, and I only mean that. I mean, I drank it without anything in it, but I couldn't get it black. I made it as strong as I knew to make it, and it still comes out almost tea-like.
Yeah.
It almost has a tea color, like a caramel, as opposed to a dark. And you might appreciate that. It's considered a medium roast, but I will tell you that as far as like strength, it's a real sweet and spicy is what I would say it is.
Well, the more I drink now that it's cooled down a little bit, because I can't drink coffee like hot. Like some people can drink it right off the, like I can't.
That's why I was wondering
hot.
about that slurping, like hot, like tear off that first layer of the roof of your mouth.
Yeah, and then it's gone. You mess around with the dead skin for a couple days with your tongue.
You're really going to gross our audience.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not really super sorry, but I'm a little bit sorry.
You are sorry.
Yeah, but I will say, as it's cooling down a little bit and I'm able to take bigger drinks of it, I do taste sweetness. It's like the first time I tried it, maybe it was just too hot and I was, kind of shocked my system anyway. But as I'm tasting it, tastes much more light and kind of, there is a sweetness to it. I don't know that I would peg it for apple.
Right.
But
I wouldn't have unless I read
honey.
it.
I honestly, I've had coffee with honey. I might.
What?
Yeah. You've never had coffee with honey?
Where are you from?
My mother and father.
That is the weirdest thing I ever heard. Honey in your coffee.
part of it was because when I was in finance drinking coffee and I didn't like coffee.
Yes.
I was just experimenting at Panera with how to, sugar, honey. They have all the stuff there, and so I was like, I don't know what's good. So maybe I don't know. Maybe try like a cowboy blend with honey.
Okay, we'll do cowboy blend next week.
Yeah, we'll do cowboy next week.
So
with honey,
with honey, I don't know.
I think you would taste the resemblance. I think you the honey, because it's not super duper sweet, but it adds kind of a smooth sweet to it.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'm talking above my pay grade.
No. The beautiful thing about coffee and doing things at your house is the experimentation process. There are things that, like, I have a formula for when I brew my coffee. So I do the math. So I'll use 1,500 milligrams or milliliters of water, and I want there to be a gram of coffee for every 65 milligrams or milliliters of water. Yeah. Sounds complicated, but I just take however much water I have, divide that by 65, and that tells me how much coffee to put in.
Yeah.
And so for my favorite blends, that cowboy blend, my house blend, some of those, and that we'll talk about in weeks to come, but that's a perfect match. Now, of course, it depends on how your grind, because when you order online, you can get whole bean and grind it yourself, which I'm not up for the hassle of that most of the time.
Yeah.
And then you can get the standard grind, or you can get an espresso grind. So you have to modify it a little bit depending on how you grind it. But for just the standard grind, I've found for me that 65 ratio thing works out for most of the blends. This one, I actually put probably 2/3 more coffee per milliliter in there. And it is still very sweet.
Yeah.
And it when you pour it, it has that caramel color.
Yeah, it's still not super dark. It's still not, I mean.
It's not going to put hair on your chest.
No, not even one.
No, not even one.
Maybe half? Half it?
I don't even think it'll sprout a hair.
I don't think
it'll sprout a hair.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm saying is that this is not for people who are drinking for effect. This is for somebody who wants to sit down and enjoy just like a sweet cup of coffee, but you don't want to have to put a bunch of sugar and stuff in it. That's what I would recommend this for.
I'm almost wondering, because I put a little bit of cream. I mean, would you say that was a little bit?
Yeah,
I didn't
probably
load
a tablespoon.
Probably a tablespoon of cream. I almost wish that I hadn't, because now that it's cooled down, I'm taking bigger drinks. I'm really tasting a lot of a much sweeter coffee. So when we hit a break here, when we go to our next segment, I'll get just black and let it cool down and see. Because the cream has a little bit of sweetness to it as well. So we'll see. I'm actually, it's funny. When I first started, I was like, now I'm starting to really come around. Like, yeah, you know what? This might be a staple. It's very.
It's different than my norm.
Yeah.
But that's what I like about, like I said, coffee at home is when you can experiment. And so maybe your experiment is putting, tea in your honey. I actually saw a video clip of, in some places, there are people who put a little salt in their coffee.
Yeah.
And we're not going to explore that today because I'm still not over the honey thing.
I did it the other day.
No, let's not talk about that now.
Talk about
no, I don't want to talk about it.
Bit?
Not even a little bit, right? I'm not. You have to steel yourself for some things, and that's one of those things I've got to steel myself for. So if you really like this coffee, by the way, I do like mycoffee.com. Yeah. That's where you can get any of the blends that we talk about. And when you click on the flavor that you're interested in, off to the side, it'll give you some characteristics about the coffee, that it's medium roast, that it has these flavor profiles, where it was grown. This was from some micro farms in Costa Rica. I actually pulled up a picture of the place where they grow this at. Yeah. It is a beautiful, beautiful country, Costa Rica.
I'd love to go.
Me too. I think what we could do once we hit the big time with our coffee, like what we should do is travel to all of the locations where our coffee is grown, and cut out, just looking at it online, but pictures of ourselves in the bean fields.
I'd love that.
I think that'd be super.
It would be. I mean, we'd have to really.
We have to sell a lot of coffee to do that.
A lot of coffee.
I do like my coffee.
I do like mycoffee.com. If you want to contribute to us traveling
to Costa Rica,
yes, to thank Alejandro or anyone else.
Yeah, Pierre's not there.
Pierre's definitely not in Costa Rica.
Well, he could travel just like the rest of us.
He could. But anyway, if you want to contribute to that, and if you want a really, really good cup of coffee, go to IDoLikeMyCoffee.com. And if you want a sweet coffee, try the Costa Rican blend.
And if you're not sure how you feel about it, we got the sample pack, which has like 6 different varieties in it, so you can check out some of the other roasts.
Yeah.
Hey, this has been Coffee with Dwayne and Jesse. I'm Dwayne.
I'm Jesse.
Be well.
Do good. Drink good coffee.